So for the last, let's say 5 months probably, I've been parked at the house that I'm helping renovate. And at some point or the other, I have to move my rig, right? Because the point is to sell the house, hopefully. And so I got it arranged. I'm going to be moving the RV tomorrow. And I haven't moved my slides in or anything, so I've got quite a bit of work to do. I am looking forward to it because, as you can see, I haven't had a patio. So I kind of miss hanging out on my patio. The dogs too. Of course, they got the backyard right now. So my biggest issue, I'm going to clean, especially my Schwintek. I've got a bunch of videos on maintaining these, but these need to be cleaned if you haven't put them in for a while, if you've got a Schwintek slide. And then this kind of slide, I think it's called rack and pinion. I want to, see, I got a mosquito right there. He's probably dead, but I want to brush all that off because I don't want to bring, you know, any spiders that might be up here inside. They could potentially get inside. So clean all this up. I'll oil that as well. And since I haven't brought my slides in for so long, I'm gonna actually bring them in tonight, just so I've got time to troubleshoot in case they don't come in. And then of course I always clean these, so definitely gonna clean these. This time I even clean them if I just stop for one night. So I'll take extra care to get these guys cleaned off. Moving is always a great excuse to deep clean. I got this all cleaned off and oiled. Look, it's even shining in the sun. And I almost forgot, I need to clean off my slide tops. Don't want to get those crunched in and, you know, pushed inside the RV, or, you know, just be an obstruction towards the gears of the slide. And I see too, man, I don't know if I'll have time today or energy, but I'd love to wash this. Here's getting some of those little mold dots. Those are hard to get off. But still, it'd be nice to wash this. It's kind of dirty looking. I'm pretty excited to be out with the rig again, and I'm kind of glad I don't actually have to go very far. Just keeping an eye, make sure no one's behind me as I'm stopped at this stoplight. Excited to be getting to a place where I can have a patio, and it'd be nicer if there was like a lake right there or something, but those are hard to come by if you want to, you know, have some sort of regular work. So, but anyway, it's nice to be out, and I'll be parked soon, setting up in my new spot. Can't wait to see. It's always exciting to see where your sunlight's going to be coming from in your new, oops. Oh, somebody is there, shoot. What I meant to say was, it's always exciting to see the way that the sun's going to come in the windows depending on where you park. Everywhere you park, even if it's the same park or campground, just in a different spot, it's always a different feeling. So it's really exciting to see, you know, if you're gonna really like the new space or not. You know, lighting has a lot to do with it. I have arrived at the new space. And, you know, here's some like total honesty. I'm not thrilled. Almost a year I've been in like only beautiful places. Well, where it was parked at the house wasn't scenic by any means, but, you know, neighbors were well spaced apart, and, I'm deflated and I'm disappointed. I mean, this is like a parking lot for old rigs, you know. I don't care if they're old or new. I mean, it's just, I don't know. So here's out the back. Let's see if we can get it right. I mean, it's just rigs all over. They're kind of like minimally spaced. There's a rig right there. Look at the whole row of rigs down there. My beautiful windows has a big rig right outside. And here's the view out the front. As far as patio goes, it is super windy out here. So it's kind of on the edge of West Texas, right? It's Dallas-Fort Worth. What's interesting about that is Dallas is on the East Coast, and then, well, not East Coast, but it's like East Coast feeling, and then Fort Worth is like West Coast feeling. So the 35 splits the country. And it kind of splits it. You know, some people say the Mississippi splits it, but at least people in Texas seem to think that the 35 is the center of the U.S. So anyway, that's something that was kind of cool to learn. But being at the edge of the DFW area, like the west edge, it's all plains. So the farther you go, it's just more flat, 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 flat. So here, you kind of at the beginning of all the flat. And it's just super windy out here that I didn't experience further in. And in fact, it's super windy now. I could probably go inland a little bit or like into town a little more, and it wouldn't be windy. So anyway, I'm a little, there's something else that I'm hoping will come together. So I'm kind of holding on to that and hoping things, this is a temporary situation. So we'll see. I'm hoping to get a camp attendant, or, you know, like where you check people in. And it's got a beautiful parking spot. So we'll see if that happens. Teeny Weedy! Teeny Weedy! Chase has been very anxious since we got here. Pearl's like, I get the big bed. The big bed in the living room. So this is the patio situation. I mean, you just don't want to hang out here, you know, and look at stuff. I don't know. So anyway, I've been spoiled, just pretty much traveling. It was always at lakes or, you know, these beautiful parks or campgrounds, and it's just a little bit of a change. The other thing is the neighbor over here, their air conditioning unit, I don't know if they're using the air conditioning or heater. It can kind of go both ways today. It's one of those Texas things. It's so high pitched. I can hear it like everywhere in my rig, and so I hope that that's something that I can tune out at some point. Or I might have to move. But again, temporary situation. So it's the next morning. I spent my first night at this new RV park, and I wanted to put in a couple positive words because I was feeling a little negative yesterday. But what I have found, because this park is so rural, there's actually, even though there's like a lot of old RVs you see in the park, you actually get a big view of all the sky. So I'm excited to see that. You know, I've been in neighborhoods, or I've been in like tall trees a lot for like almost a year. So it's kind of nice to get out and be in the more rural spot. So I'm really enjoying that. And there's cow fields. There's a bunch of different cow pastures along here. And that reminds me too of how I appreciate being in like more rural locations. And it even reminds me of when I used to live in Arcata, California. Everybody thinks I say Arcadia, but it's Arcata. It's 10 miles north of Eureka, right on the beach. And it was just all, well, there was on one side of the highway, it was like hills, but then on the other side, it's all flat, farm, mostly dairy cows and some beef cows, and then the beach, the ocean, you know, right there. And in fact, I used to work on a cattle ranch, and I was a vegetarian at the time. Isn't that odd? But I am not a vegetarian anymore. Anyway, back to, this reminds me of a little bit of, actually quite a bit of California on the beach, you know, Northern California. And I just enjoy the ruralness, and I'm enjoying the bigger skies. So there's some positivity to take away from the video. Stop by the Greyhounds Unlimited booth and say hi to me and Chase and Pearl. We're going to be at the Greyhounds Unlimited booth at the North Texas Irish Festival. We'll be there Saturday, March 7 from 1 to 3. That's when we're volunteering. And when you volunteer, there's two things. One, you can hang out at the booth, so I'll be at the booth quite a bit. But then they also have you walk around with your dogs and have a vest where, like a little clear pocket that says donate. So if I'm not at the booth, I'm walking around with the dogs trying to get donations. But stop by, say hi, leave $1 or $2 or more for the Greyhounds Unlimited Adoption Agency. And it's in the Centennial building. It's kind of one of the bigger ones. It faces the pools, so you'll figure it out that way when you get there. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Get one of your Righty Road t-shirts. They're the originals from my original rig. It says Righty Road, let's go. And they now come. I used to sell them. I would mail them off myself. You know, I would order so many and I'd mail them off. They're now shipped out through Teespring, which means it can come in like any size, any color, unlimited, you know, hoodie or long sleeve. So anyway, that helps out the channel quite a bit if you want to get a shirt. If you want to get one of the Greyhound shirts, all of the proceeds go to Greyhound Adoption. You can also support the channel by supporting on Patreon. Even just $1 a month really helps support the channel, and I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hope to see you March 7 at the North Texas Irish Festival.